Hello, today in this video I will be demonstrating how to create the 10, the 12, and 20-sided dice in SketchUp. Let's start with the 10-sided dice. First, draw a pentagon with an inscribed radius of ½ inch using the polygon tool. Next, using the line tool, connect the midpoint of one side of the pentagon to the corresponding vertice. Repeat this step for all sides of the pentagon. Using the Move tool, click on the center point of the pentagon and raise it upwards 1/2 inch. Using the Select tool, triple-click the object with the left mouse button and then right-click with the right mouse button in order to select to make it a group. On your keyboard, click Ctrl-C to copy the object and Ctrl-V to paste an identical copy of that object. Right-click the copy and select Flip across the red or green axis in order to invert the object. Right-click the object again, but this time flip it across the blue axis. Using the Move tool, click on the point of the inverted copy and move it towards the other point. Then, using the Line tool, draw a line that is parallel to the surface of the bottom cone. Next, using the Move tool, move the top prism downward until one of its vertices intercepts the line. With the Select tool, left-click and drag across the entire object in order to select the whole model. Then, right-click with the mouse button and select to explode the model, combining all of the groups into one whole model. Next, erase the excess part of the line using the Eraser tool. Using the Line tool, draw lines connecting the vertices of the two halves. Repeat this step for all of the remaining vertices. After this is done, erase all of the excess lines with the Eraser tool, and now the 10-sided dice is complete. Now let's move on to the 12-sided dice, which design process is very similar to the 10-sided. First, using the Polygon tool, draw a pentagon with an inscribed radius of 1/4 inch. Then, using the Line tool, draw a line from the midpoint of one side of the pentagon to the corresponding vertice. Repeat this step for all of the sides. Next, using the Line tool, draw a vertical line at the center point of the pentagon that is 1/4 inch tall. Then, using the Polygon tool, draw a pentagon from the top of the line drawn that has an inscribed radius of 7/16 inch. Next, using the Line tool, draw a line that connects the vertice of the bottom pentagon to the vertice of the top pentagon. Repeat this step for all of the vertices. Then, using the Line tool, draw a line vertically downward from the center point of the bottom pentagon. Using the Select tool, triple-click the object with the left mouse button in order to select the entire model. Then, click the model with the right mouse button and select to make it a group. On the keyboard, click Ctrl-C to copy the object and Ctrl-V to paste an identical copy of the object. Click the model with the right mouse button and select to invert it across the blue axis. Click the object again with the right mouse button, but this time flip it across either the red or green axis in order to invert the model. Now, using the Move tool, move the endpoint of the inverted copy to the other corresponding endpoint. Using the Line tool, draw a line from the midpoint of one of the sides of the objects that is parallel to that side. Then, using the Move tool, move the bottom object upward vertically until one of its vertices intercepts the line drawn. Using the Select tool, left-click and drag across the entire object in order to select the whole model. Then, click the right mouse button and select to explode the model, making it all one object. Use the eraser tool in order to erase the excess of the line. Use the eraser tool again to erase the bottom and top guidelines. Next, using the line tool, draw lines that connect the vertices of the top object to the two vertices of the bottom object. Repeat this step for all of the vertices. After using the eraser tool to erase all of the remaining guidelines, the 12-sided dice is now complete. Finally, let's move on to the 20-sided dice. First, using the square tool, draw a rectangle that is 13/16 of an inch by 1/2 of an inch. Then, using the line tool, draw a line that connects the midpoint of one side to the other parallel side. Repeat this step for the other two sides. Next, triple-click with the left mouse button the entire object in order to select the whole model. Then, right-click the object and select to make it a group. While using the rotate tool, hit Ctrl on your keyboard in order to make a separate copy of this rectangle and rotate it across the green axis. Rotate this copy again 90 degrees, but this time around the blue axis. Hit Ctrl on the keyboard and rotate again around the blue axis. Finally, use the rotate tool to rotate this third final copy around the red axis 90 degrees. Using the line tool, draw a line that connects the vertice of one rectangle to the vertice of another. Connect the three nearest vertices in order to form a triangle. Repeat these steps for all of the vertices. Then, using the eraser tool, erase one of the sides of the dice in order to look inside of the model. Within the dice, use the eraser tool to erase the original three rectangles. After using the line tool to redraw the missing triangle, the 20-sided dice shape is now complete. Now that we have the shapes completed, here's how to place the numbers correctly. On some of these more complex shapes, it's easier to draw yourself some guidelines before placing numbers. First, click on the Text tool in order to open the text window. Here, you can change the font and size of the numbers before inputting and exporting them. After inputting the font and size, click Enter in order to place the number. Since the number is an independent group, you are able to move it freely without interfering with the model. Use this to move it towards the center line. Using the eraser tool, erase the excess guidelines. Next, click the number with the right mouse button and select it to explode in order for the number to combine with the dice. Finally, with the Push-Pull tool, select the number to either raise or engrave the number into the dice. Here is a montage showing the correct placement of all the numbers for each of the dice.